So I follow this fella on Twitter called Keir Starmer, and he's a bit bloody far right. Actually, I've just noticed I don't follow him. But he's a bit bloody far right. You can see, if you come to this country illegally, you will face detention and a return. If you come to this country and commit a crime, we will deport you as soon as possible. Now, God willing that becomes true, but you can see, looking at his account, that he's been saying this sort of stuff a lot. For too long, foreign criminals have been exploiting our immigration system, remaining in the UK for months or even years while their appeals drag on. That ends now. If foreign nationals break the law, they will be deported at the earliest opportunity. Oh, Captain, my Captain, that would be amazing. If you come to this country and commit a crime, you don't get to stay here. You will face deportation at the earliest opportunities. He's been having dinner with Rupert Lowe. I mean, Christ, I won't stand for illegal workers who try to cheat our immigration system. It's not fair on people who play by the rules. Okay, this is great. Hardcore deportations from Keir Starmer. I'm up for it. And the thing is, as we covered the other day, the public's up for it too. I mean, when put in the most sort of soft terms, 66% of people are like, yeah, a large decrease in the number of new migrants, but still maybe allowing some to come, only 32% against that. But even when you get to the hardline position, admitting no new migrants and requiring large numbers of migrants who came to the UK in recent years to leave, that's still 45% who are in favour of it. And so remigration is on the table, and Keir Starmer is just responding to this incentive. Now, I just want to be clear, this isn't going to save him, right? Even if he does start remigrating hundreds of thousands of people who deserve to be sent home, it's not going to save his prime ministership. But anyway, they've decided, the Labour government, to add more countries to the UK's Deport First scheme for foreign criminals. So Shabana Mahmood, the Justice Secretary, has expanded the number of countries that will just get instant deportation, apparently. Foreign criminals from 15 more countries face deportation before they have a chance to appeal, an expansion of the UK government's Deport First Appeal Later scheme. Ministers are extending the scheme to include India, Bulgaria, Australia and Canada. Okay, fair enough. I mean, just deport everyone, really. It's already operational in 8 countries, including Tanzania, Finland, Estonia and Belize. That is a strange selection of countries, considering the majority of our problems are just not from those places, right? They aren't the places. But they've included Angola, Botswana, Brunei, Canada, Guyana, Indonesia, Kenya, Latvia, Lebanon, Malaysia. Why not just have every foreign country outside of the UK, if you commit a crime, you just get deported. And you don't get to appeal. Maybe we'll hear your appeal when you're back in your home country. But even then, is there any point? I mean, you're already back there. You may as well just stay. So anyway, they tell us that the move is part of the Labour government's efforts to step up the deportations of foreign criminals to deal with overcrowded prisons and public concerns about crime. Yes, because everyone can see what the problems are. Shabana Mahmood announced it on Sunday to allow foreign criminals who are given fixed-term sentences to be deported immediately after sentencing and barred from re-entering. That's a good start. Those serving life sentences, such as terrorists and murderers, are exempt and will serve their full prison sentence in the UK before being considered for deportation. I mean, to be honest with you, these people should be hanged. Like, these shouldn't be costing us money. These people, we should bring back the death penalty, as Restore Britain want to do, and just hang them. If they're terrorists or murderers, and we know that they're terrorists and murderers, and they're going to serve a full prison sentence and then deport in like 25 years, just hang them. That's the just thing to do. Anyway, the thing is, right, you've got the Conservatives who are like, no, we can't have you doing something that actually helps the British public. So former Justice Secretary Alec Chalk has said, I have real misgivings about this, and it could make people in Britain a magnet for crime for foreign national offenders. Rapists, people that commit child cruelty, aggravated burglars, knife crimers, domestic abusers who are deported to their home countries would not have to spend a day in custody. If you have been the victim of an appalling rape, I don't mean to laugh, but it's ironic coming from the Conservatives, right? Who we'll get to it. If you've been the victim of an appalling rape that shattered your life, you pluck up the courage to go to a court. The jury convict this guy, and within weeks is in Tirana drinking a cocktail paid for by the British taxpayer, and is on TikTok laughing at his victim. Well, I mean, in some ways I agree with you, Alex, but in other ways that is precisely the country that we have now, except we don't even get them out of the country. Like, this happen every day. Every day there is a story of some fucking migrant who has come over here, sexually assaulted or raped some poor young young lady, and he just walks free. Oh, he's got a community order or something like that. Nothing. Nothing happens to these people. And so for them, I mean, they're just kind of smirking and smug as they come out of the courtroom. They're like, right, okay, so am I just allowed to do that then? Like, this isn't something that's actually going to get me in serious trouble? And so, I mean, at least with deportations, these people are not here to do it again. But no, the Conservatives like, no, we can't possibly have that. It's like, look, Alex, right? I agree with you. When they do something like this, they should be flogged, right? Punishment should be painful. There should be physical retributive justice applied to them so they understand in the most visceral way, we will inflict pain on you if you, for example, rape someone or murder someone or do whatever. Frankly, any crime. I think that, honestly, men from other countries just get flogging for almost any crime that they bloody well commit. And men from this country too, to be honest. I'm just in favour of people feeling pain when they're being punished. The point being, though, if you're going to seriously, like, ruin someone's life, like you rape someone, you sexually assault someone, you murder someone, you stab someone, whatever it is, flogging should be a part of the punishment, right? You deserve it. You deserve to get flogged. And then flung out of the country from a catapult, preferably. But the point is, we shouldn't have to deal with these people. If a person comes here, shows that they're actually here to just take advantage of us, we should inflict some pain on them and then chuck them out. That way they don't get to walk scot-free and they'll be like, yeah, don't go to Britain and rape some girl because, my God, I did, thinking I was on a bloody holiday or something, and they really gave it to me. And that's really what we should be doing, right? That's genuinely what we should be doing, making sure that they are afraid of us. They should be afraid of our justice. Instead, they're laughing at us. They think that we're the softest touch in the world, and it's because we are. We are utterly soft, utterly weak when it comes to dealing with these men, and they don't respect us at all, and so why would they do anything different? And you'll get nothing interesting or substantive from the Conservatives on this. And the thing is, I actually think that the Labour Party do want to do this because they see the Blairite project creaking at the seams at this point. They're like, yeah, no, we brought in 300,000 net a year, and that was something that was the sustainable destruction of Britain, the sustainable population replacement of the British people. But the Conservatives, being moronic, ramped that up to 1 million a year. That's not sustainable. Everyone's going mad. And so now we have to do something to get it back to sustainable levels. The destruction of Britain has to be done at sustainable levels, or the project might fail. But this isn't going to go anywhere until they do what the Conservatives failed to do, and that's deal with the Supreme Court. Because the Tories tried this back in 2017, the deport first, appeal later policy, and it was ruled unlawful by the Supreme Court, which you will be shocked to hear. Absolutely, like, who could have known? Right? So in this case, this particular case that set the precedent, Kevin Cleary from Kenya and Courtney Bidenloss from Jamaica had been granted indefinite leave to remain. They were both convicted of drug offences and served prison sentences, and we were supposed to deport them. Theresa May was the Home Secretary at the time. She wanted them deported. But Article 8 of the European Convention on Human Rights was invoked by the Supreme Court, which guarantees the right to a family and private life. Honestly, there's nothing about it that suggests... Like, the thing is, right, this is one of the most abused pieces of legislation that we have, frankly. Like, it doesn't... It's designed to stop the government from arbitrarily interfering in your family business. Like, as in, you've done nothing wrong, but the government's like, yeah, you know what, you're not married to her anymore, or something like that, right? This is not what it is for. But anyway, this is what it's being used for, because obviously our judges are traitors. And the Supreme Court ruled that deporting the men for appeal breaches their human rights and is likely to significantly weaken their case. It ruled that the men and their lawyers would face difficulties in giving and receiving instructions before and during the appeal hearing. Boo-hoo. I mean, honestly, just repeal all of these laws. Repeal any law that gives them purchase over us. That's what we should be doing. These are foreign men. They belong in foreign countries. We should just flog them and send them home. Anyway, so the point being, The court ruled that the Home Secretary had failed to establish that the deport first, appeal later rule struck a fair balance between the rights of the men and the interests of the community. So that means that these rapists are never going home. While the Supreme Court and the European Court of Human Rights and the Human Rights Act are in force in this country, these rapists will always walk free. Because remember, the fair balance between the rights of the men and the interests of the community have to be measured. Now, I personally don't think these people should have rights in this country. I just don't think foreigners should have rights in Britain. Rights in Britain should be for British people, and if they have rights in their own country, then great. If they don't, well, that's their problem. They should have some sort of revolution, shouldn't they? They should do something about it. They should actually fix their own fucking countries. The point being, this isn't going to work, right? The Labour government is not going to get this done. They know they're not going to get this done. They're going to find the same roadblocks the Conservatives found, and those roadblocks were put in place by the Labour Party back in the early 2000s. Thank you so much, Labour. I'm so glad that we're in this ridiculous position. And the thing is, right, you got to remember, our hands being bound, like, we did this to ourselves, right? The Parliament has all the power it could ever need to just repeal that, abolish the Supreme Court, do whatever the hell we like. The Parliament is the supreme power in this land at the moment, and they could just make all of this happen, and yet they're going to sit there and go, no, our hands are tied, there's nothing we can do, this has been done to us, I guess we're just going to have to live with it. I guess the rapists are just going to have to carry on wandering free in Britain because we have decided that we can't do anything, and these rules are our rules, and for some reason we're goddamn well never going to go back on them.